Let's take a look at Marvel Battlegrounds, the newest Disney Infinity playset, and all the figures that go with it. The playset starter pack comes with the playset piece and an updated Captain America figure that resembles Chris Evans' Captain America, complete with very sassy and dramatic eyebrows. The first two figures released from the set were the Hulkbuster Iron Man and Ultron. The Hulkbuster Iron Man is a hefty figure, I'd say 50% bigger than any of the other figures, but has some great details to it. Ultron is the one and only villain released as part of the set, so you guessed it, he's the main bad guy in the game. The Ant-Man Infinity figure is on the smaller side naturally, and was directly inspired by the costume seen in Captain America Civil War. I'm a big fan of this Vision figure. There's a great amount of detail down to the lines on his face, and there's these really cool ridges on the back of his cape. The inclusion of Black Panther in this playset is pretty exciting, considering he hasn't had a primary role in the cinematic universe just yet. His figure looks amazing with a great attention to detail. Included in this new wave of figures is the black suited or alien symbiote Spider-Man. I've only seen him as part of a bundle, so it's nice to have a separately sold figure this time around. Then there's the Power Discs pack. The pack includes 4 Power Discs, Darkhawk's Blast, the Nova Corps Strike, Ghost Rider's Flaming Motorcycle, and the Cosmic Cube Blast. So that's all the figures in the Power Discs. Let's check out the gameplay. There are 2 modes in this playset, a versus mode and a story mode. Let's start with the story mode.
Welcome to S.H.I.E.L.D.'s training facility.
The story kicks off in S.H.I.E.L.D.'s training facility where, as in all Disney Infinity playsets, you have to learn the basic skills and moves of your character. Several Avengers help you through the process where you'll learn to attack, defend, throw, and run through some special moves here.
Ready to have some fun?
We're going to briefly run through each figure and some of their cooler moves. Let's start with Captain America. Cap's standard triple triangle attack has him slicing at opponents with his shield. His block is the standard Cap hides behind the shield move that he loves so much. Cap's special attack is a blast from above from a shield ship that reflects off his shield at his enemies. The training round is finished off by pitting you against another Avenger to test your newfound skills. That's it for the basic training level. You do have the opportunity to advance and grow your skills with other training rounds if you choose. Before we advance to the next level of gameplay, I want to run through the other characters and some of their moves. Ant-Man's triple triangle attack is a basic punch combo. His R2 move is shrinking and growing back to normal size where he packs an extra punch for a moment or two. His special attack is shrinking and then uppercutting his opponent. I find this move hard to use as you have to be right up on the opponent, whereas other characters still are able to affect the opponents within the immediate vicinity around them. Ant-Man does have a pretty cool recovery when he's knocked down. If you hit the triangle to jump back up, he actually grows giant for a second, an aspect of his powers we have yet to see in the film. Spider-Man has a fairly basic triple triangle attack, but with some of that agility and style he's known for. I like his block that has him holding out a web. I thought it was a nice touch. His R2 move is pretty cool. If you tap R2, he shoots out a ball of webbing to hit an opponent. Hold that down for a little bit more and he shoots out a web to pull opponents toward him. His special move is effective. He swings around some concrete in a circle to knock down any attackers within a pretty wide radius. If you hold down the X button to jump, he shoots a web as if he's about to start web slinging. He can't full-on web sling, however, but I thought this was a nice little touch. I would say he's one of the more effective players in the group. Black Panther is a fast character. His triple triangle attack is spinning with his claws out in a circle. His R2 attack is a running Panther charge toward the opponent. His special attack is spinning and throwing claws into his opponent while knocking them away. Vision's basic attack is a punch-kick combo with a little bit of flight tagged on at the end. His block is cool because he becomes transparent and attackers punch through him. His R2 move is a blast from the Infinity Stone on his head. Hold down the R2 trigger longer and a steady energy beam comes out. His special attack is interesting. He basically becomes super powered for a few extra moments. Hulkbuster feels strong and surprisingly fast and causes heavy damage. His R2 attack is a flight charge. His special attack is missiles from pretty much everywhere. I found that I was able to beat opponents in a much faster time when I was playing with Hulkbuster. That brings us to Ultron, who can also fly. His R2 attack shoots out lasers and again hold it down for longer for bigger bursts. His special attack calls multiple Ultrons to help him defeat opponent. He's a strong character, but not very fast. The great thing about this playset is that you can put your Disney Infinity 2.0 figures on the base and send them through the training activities as well. Those are all the characters. Now let's get to the story and locations. I played most of the levels as Captain America. The first level has Hulkbuster Iron Man meeting Captain America and Rocket Raccoon, who are investigating some rogue-enhanced individuals. The two turn out to be Groot and the Hulk. The computer playing as Hulkbuster takes on the Hulk while Cap is left to deal with Groot.
I am Groot.
As you play throughout the level, power discs show up, and you can power up and receive things like extra help from auxiliary characters such as Captain Marvel. So you defeat the characters and find out they're robots. Ant-Man analyzes the wreckage and says they have vibranium parts. And as we all know, what bad guy is made of vibranium? But then we hear Black Panther needs help from Wakanda, where vibranium is harvested from. That's a nice tie-in, I thought, but he needs help from being attacked by Loki, and that I felt like was a little random for sure. This is kind of how all the levels play out. You go to a new location, fight foe Avengers, then on to a new location. Other levels and locations include the Mines of Wakanda, a secret shield base on the moon, Nowhere from Guardians of the Galaxy, and Asgard. Along the way, you'll face off against a wide variety of Marvel Infinity heroes and villains. At the end of the levels, a stat screen comes up to tell you what your experience points earned are, as well as the Toy Box currency and trial tokens you've also earned. So one thing in particular I find annoying about this playset is that the skill tree is not able to be accessed from the story mode. You have to exit the game and go into Toy Box mode. In here, you can upgrade various skills depending on how well you've done in the game. Then you can exit and go back to continue the story mode. All other versions of Disney Infinity I've played so far have let you upgrade within the game. It makes no sense to have to exit. It takes a big chunk of the fun out of it for me because I like to upgrade the characters as I go. I don't want to have to keep starting and stopping the story mode to upgrade. Another complaint I have is the length of the story mode. There are basically only 5 levels, 6 if you include the shield training at the beginning. I actually accidentally beat the game while I was capturing the gameplay for this video. It took maybe an hour. Now let's talk about Versus mode. Choosing Versus mode brings you to the character selection screen that shows you all the Disney Infinity Marvel characters. Any characters you own or have put on your base will be lit up. For any figures you're missing, you can play with trial characters. Signing into your Disney account lets you unlock a different set of trial characters each week. You can also spend those trial tokens you've earned by playing the game to temporarily unlock any characters. Once you've got your characters unlocked, you select 4 to play. It's a rumble, so you play as player 1, and the other 3 are the computer. Once you have the player selected, you choose an arena. Some of the arenas are locked and will open as you play the game more. The arena scene is also where you can choose to use your power discs. You can add up to 3 on each base and 6 per game. At the end of the match, it will display who came in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th with some stats. There are several types of versus gameplay with different objectives in each game. There's even a custom one where you can set the objective. The whole versus mode reminds me a lot of classic arcade games, which is pretty fun.